Volleyball players from across the area came to Lexington today for a special tournament. The annual event started 8 years ago to honor a man many say died too soon. WKYT's Sean Moody talked to competitors.
Inside KBA, the competition is pretty fierce. 12 teams all competing for the championship. This tournament began 8 years ago.
Here we go.
Steve Schweitzer's team's been out here for every one of them.
We usually play pretty competitive. Of course, being here since the beginning, we're one of the older teams here.
As focused as all these players are on winning, they're also thinking about someone else.
Fenton was just one of the best people you could ever know in your entire life.
This is the Fenton Dawson Memorial Volleyball Tournament. Dawson was one of the 49 people killed aboard Comair 5191 at Bluegrass Airport in 2006.
He was always smiling, always laughing, always telling jokes.
And Stephanie Booth says Dawson was a passionate volleyball player.
It was always a time when all of us were together and having a good time.
So volunteers came up with the idea for this tournament. Booth said seeing everyone out here every year brings all those emotions to the surface.
It's been 9 years and you drive up and it feels like it was yesterday. So that can be a little rough, but once you get in here and the energy gets going and everybody's telling stories and laughing, it's exactly what he would have been doing.
But it's not just about getting together. All the money they make goes back to the community. Each year they've donated $1,000 to a local volleyball team. This year it's Dunbar High School.
He just gave so much to everybody, and it's our way of kind of giving back in honor of him.
In Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Flight 5191 crashed in August 2006. Dawson was 46 years old. Lee Case.
Police say a Nicholasville man convinced a dog training facility to give him a service dog by lying about being a wounded Marine.
Firefighters in eastern Kentucky are trying to figure out what started a fire that killed a woman.
Alumni Drive and the roundabout between Tate's Creek and Nicholasville Road is finally open.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
He's accused of pretending to be a Marine and scamming a service dog organization. You're watching WKYT on the CW Lexington. I'm Kristen Kennedy. Police arrested Jeffrey Alcorn when he arrived at Bluegrass Airport yesterday. A veterans organization says he used false documents to get a free flight to pick up a service dog in Georgia. WKYT's Mark Barber is talking to Alcorn's neighbor, who is shocked by the charges he's facing. Mark has our top story at 6.
Yeah, they bossed me.
John Metz gets choked up when he thinks about what his neighbor is accused of. Police say 40-year-old Jeffrey Alcorn tricked a dog training facility into giving him a service dog by pretending to be a wounded Marine. That's tough for Metz to hear because some of the people closest to him never made it home from war.
Several of my buddies died over there.
The pain from their deaths still runs deep, and now he's learning the man who lives next door to him on North Keene Way in Nicholasville is accused of lying about his military background.
Told me he was a Marine.
Alcorn was arrested yesterday at the Bluegrass Airport and charged with 2 counts of theft by deception. He's out of jail on bond, but when we tried to speak with him, the woman living in the house listed at his address did not want to talk. According to an arrest citation, when police interviewed Alcorn, he told them that he lied to the dog training facility and gave them false documents because he couldn't pay for the service dog. The arrest citation goes on to say that Alcorn told police he never served in the military. He claims all this started with a small lie that snowballed. Now his neighbors, who respected him as a wounded warrior, are wondering who he really is.
I call it unfortunate. There wasn't any reason in the world I would have ever thought.
In Nicholasville,
it wasn't the real thing.
Mark Barber, WKYT.
Alcorn will be in court tomorrow. We called the shelter police say Alcorn tried to adopt his service dog from. So far, they haven't returned our calls. We now know the name of the man killed in a boating accident in southern Kentucky. The Pulaski County Deputy Coroner says 58-year-old David Zuver died yesterday. His wife, Cheryl, we're told, was injured. Emergency management leaders say the couple was trying to tie up their houseboat near the Burnside Marina when Cheryl Zuver injured her ankle. Emergency management crews say her husband, David, died trying to help her. They believe he got caught between the houseboat and the bank. The deputy coroner says the couple is from Ohio. And in Whitley County, search crews were out on Laurel Lake today looking for the victim of a possible drowning. Last night, a couple reported seeing a teenager go down in the water at the spillway. Crews spent the day searching but didn't find anyone. Tonight, we're tracking several fires in central and eastern Kentucky. In Harlan County, a woman has died in a fire. Firefighters say the fire started early this morning in the Stanfield community of Harlan County. We're told 26-year-old April Dean was inside the home at the time and didn't make it out.
It's very early in the investigation, and we have our arson investigator. We have detectives on scene along with troopers. We're using every resource that we have to figure out exactly what caused this.
At this time, investigators do suspect foul play. In Anderson County, firefighters had to put out a hay baler fire. The Anderson News reports the fire started at a field on Jenny Lillard Road, about 4 miles from Lawrenceburg. The owner told the paper he was baling hay when he noticed a small amount in front was on fire. Firefighters say no one was injured. The fire destroyed the baler. And in Lexington, a fire forced a family out of their home. That fire started around 12:30 this morning on Jasmine Way. We're told crews knocked down the fire pretty quickly and that everyone got out safely. Firefighters believe it started with a compost heap. The damage, we're told, was minor, and the family was able to get back inside. More rounds of showers and storms are moving back into the area, and the heat and humidity will stick around into the work week. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell has an early look at the forecast. Hey, Jim.
And we have been tracking those showers and storms again today. Outside of any of that rain, it got really steamy for a lot of us with some mid and upper 80s, close to 90 degrees in some locations. Out there right now, you're going to find cool spots, and then you're also going to find spots that are still dealing with a lot of heat. Here in Lexington, it's been a very tricky situation. We had a shower, thunder shower, as a matter of fact, go up right here over the station. We are located on the east end of town. Out where the thermometer is out of the airport is on the west end of town. Well, guess what? It hasn't rained over there, so the temperature is 88 degrees officially in Lexington. Over here, we're a little bit cooler than that because we did have that shower, and we also had one right in the middle of town a little bit earlier. You look to the south, Somerset, London, coming in with those 70-degree readings, 73 and 75 because of the showers and thunder showers that have been passing through the area. Let's take a little bit of a tour and show you what's happening out there. Right around the East Bernstadt area, getting in on some of the heavier rain. This isn't a tremendous amount, but it is, of course, heavier than where you're tracking some of those areas of green. So right along Interstate 75, north of London. We work our way out toward Brodhead there in Rockcastle County. A good little moderate shower continues there. And even right there in Berea, tracking some of that rain as well. So at least a little heavier dose right along the interstate. More of these expected into the day tomorrow, and more heat and humidity as well before a little bit of a change midweek. I'll take a closer look at that coming up for you in just a few minutes.
A Bowling Green amusement park is dealing with another accident. Managers at Beach Bend Park say one of their roller coasters derailed yesterday. This comes just 3 weeks after a sinkhole caused a ride to tip over, hurting 8 people. No one was injured in yesterday's incident. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused the coaster to derail. After months of construction, a stretch of Alumni Drive is back open. The area between Tates Creek Road and Nicholasville Road closed back in May so crews could build a roundabout. UK's leaders' goals with the new project were to eliminate traffic congestion. WKYT's Mike Linden is talking to drivers about the change.
For the first time since construction began, the roundabout between Tates Creek and Nicholasville Road on the UK campus is finally open.
Since they started the project with Alumni Drive, it's been a complete zoo.
Doug Richards has lived on Cooper Drive for 13 years. When construction began on the roundabout near Commonwealth Stadium, Cooper Drive was used as a detour while Alumni Drive was shut down for the summer.
There's been traffic backed up probably a half a mile on Cooper itself. Makes it real hard to get in and out.
UK officials say the plan all along was to finish the $5 million roundabout project before the first home football game on September 5th. For others who live close to the stadium, they say they're glad to finally have their road back.
This summer, usually between 7 and 9 a.m., it just like stopped, you know, like parking lot.
Malone and Richards say while they're glad the traffic has died down, it's all been worth it to live so close to Commonwealth Stadium.
We're so excited for football season, and that's one of the things you get with being down near the area is traffic headaches, so we're kind of prepared for that.
The Saturday mornings are a lot of fun, and you have to learn to live with the flow.
In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
UK leaders expect around 20,000 cars to travel through the new roundabout daily.